I feel like we're witnessing a bit of a miracle right now. This shouldn't work at all. Whoa! Whoa! Wait, whoa. This is not the same experience. Anyone who's not aware of what's going on with this game, it's having a bit of a resurgence right now because they've implemented what's known as Rollback Netcode into the game. And if you're not familiar with what that is, it will ask you here when you want to implement something called rollback. Usually when a game has something called delay-based netcode, the game kind of slows down and gets to become a bit choppy as it tries to stay in synchronization between the two machines. Rollback netcode does something different. Instead of having the game chug, the characters kind of teleport to where they're supposed to be when the input finally comes in. So it's like it animates the character anyway, and then if it turns out that's not what they were normally doing, yo, thank you for the subscription, Flynn. If it turns out that that's actually not what they were supposed to be doing, because the input has finally received from the other computer, the character will teleport to where they're supposed to be, and they'll teleport to the part of the animation they're supposed to be doing. This is actually a game from decades ago. Hold on a second. So there's a 250 ping to France, but if I set this on rollback at 3 is a common rollback buffer? Okay, we'll set it to 3. First of all, I don't know if you guys all remember from like a couple of years ago when I used to play PRG in Street Fighter V, but it definitely didn't feel like this. This is incredible. We're playing literally, you can't go any further around before you start to come back. Alright, so more importantly, PRG, how's your experience so far? Godlike. I feel like we're witnessing a bit of a miracle right now. This shouldn't work at all. Sending an input from my arcade stick into my computer, which is going into my router, which is going into my modem, which is going into a cable, which is going to my ISP, which is going to some intercontinental place, which is sending a connection to PRG in France, which is going to his ISP, which is going down a cable, which is going to his house, to his modem, to his router, to his computer, to the screen. How can it possibly feel like you're here in Japan, in Osaka? I don't understand. How did those fireballs look? Are there any fireballs that are appearing just in your face suddenly? Fireballs you can see right away. Sweet! This is close to our connection with PRG. Anyway, I'm going to put it on 3. Feels good to me. You really can't tell that there's any teleporting at all because of the way that the characters are animated. There's like no startup animation anyway. Oh no! One last time, and then we'll go into Street Fighter V just to see how it compares. It's gonna be Battle of the Rollback Netcodes, or the battle of the trying to be rollback netcodes. Now, I was joking about playing Street Fighter V, but then PRG said he's gonna boot it up, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So this is the weakest connection that we've tested so far. It's 250 sort of 260. It fluctuates between 255 and 270. Go France! Vive le France! Or is it Vive la France? It's Vive la France, isn't it? I'm so sorry. Let's see how this feels. You can see my hands right here. I press the button, the move comes out. Ah, the GP! Throw is nuts in this game. It's just ridiculous. Ah, DP into DP. I was mashing the button because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to press there, but I was going for the normal deadly rave and I couldn't remember the inputs. From Japan to France, ladies and gentlemen. DP! Wake up, DP! Even if it's not invincible, just do it anyway. Force of habit. I knew it! That looks like a person who was ready to launch a deadly rave. Oh no! How could you ruin my moments of my deadly moments? My deadly rave moment. How could you do this to me? Alright, now for comparison's sake, let's load up some Street Fighter V. What did you think of Lost Blade 2, from what you've seen so far? I have not played Street Fighter since they implemented the Netcode fix update. This is a connection from Japan to France on Street Fighter V. Hopefully the connection's better than before though. I'm assuming it's not going to be quite as good as Last Blade 2, but let's hope it's better, because I did hear that they tried to fix the synchronization issues. Did they fix anything? I'm not sure.
Fight.
Whoa! 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 Wait, whoa! No, this is not the same experience. Wait a minute, hang on. I have no idea where I am on the screen. Ouch! 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 Every button is 50-50. Will it hit or not? The thing is, now that we've seen what it's like in Last Blade, it just makes you wonder, like, why isn't it like Last Blade? If they both got rollback, then why doesn't it work? It makes you feel kind of visually unwell, doesn't it? I hope people are learning an important lesson here. Ah! What? What? Okay, no need. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this little display. We're going from correctly implemented rollback games to games with incorrectly implemented rollback to now a delay-based game. Oh, delay netcode, please stop eating my input. I'm running this game at 150% resolution, just so that it looks kind of shiny. I can't tell if the netcode is slow or if my game is running at a slow frame rate. I'm going to, just because I'm curious to see whether it's my fault. Engine.ini, screen 100%, and let's go back into the game. I reckon this was my fault. Okay, let's see if the connection's a little better. The graphics are kind of PS4 quality now, but yeah, this is the same thing. Yeah, it was the delay netcode. I knew it! It wasn't my computer, it was the netcode. Oh yes! Purple blade for the win! Let's go! Let's go! Oh no, darn. Okay, 5C. 5C. We need the match to be over. We need to 5C. This is the year to prefer games that have good netcode. And not just because we want to shun the publishers who don't have good netcode, but because it's more about setting an example. If we support more the games that have good netcode, then hopefully publishers will feel the pressure to implement playable netcode in their games so that it doesn't feel terrible. It's not to force anyone to do anything, and we're not trying to punish anyone. It's the opposite. It's we care so much about these games that we want them to run well. If Evo wants to go online, instead of praising all the companies that have decided to not implement good online infrastructure, why don't we take this opportunity to branch out and try out these other games? 1 year of concerted effort to support the games that actually have good netcode could change the rest of our entire lives. As far as I'm aware, rollback has been around for like 8 years. We've actually had this is not even a new concept. We've had rollback for a long time. It's just that publishers haven't really implemented it correctly. Some of them have tried to implement it, but not correctly. If we just take this one summer to focus on games that actually have good netcode, and there's plenty of them, then maybe the next 8 years don't have to suck so bad. We played 3 games today. We played The Last Blade 2, Street Fighter V, and Granblue Fantasy Versus. And the reason that's important is because there are 3 kinds of netcode being tested here. There's delay netcode, there's rollback netcode that doesn't function, and there's rollback netcode that does function. And I think you just saw from what experience, because I just set my game so that it's playing at the correct speed, so it's definitely not that my PC is chugging. You just saw that delay-based netcode means that you have to adjust your fingers. You have to like press the buttons at different times so that the buttons come out on time. Then we tested rollback netcode that doesn't function, and it's like even if you press the button on time, it doesn't come out. Well, the move comes out and you see it like get scuppered by something that makes no sense, and then the character's like teleporting everywhere. And then on the exact same connection, using a different form of rollback netcode on a game from what, 25 years ago? How old is Lost Blade 2? Is it 2 decades? Just by simply going in and amending a game which was never intended to be played on the internet, because when the game came out, the internet barely existed. And of the 3 games we just played today, the Lost Blade 2, an old 2-dimensional fighting game from the arcades, was the best online experience. I'm not usually into making videos about netcode, mostly because I don't know enough about it. But if we needed any proof, then this one stream, just clip the whole stream into a single highlight and just show them back to back. Lost Blade 2 followed by Street Fighter 5 followed by Granblue Fantasy Versus. And although Granblue is fine because also I only play people who are with good connections in Japan. I set it to good connections or faster. I didn't set it to very fast. I set it to good connections or faster. And it's playable, but that's because we've got fast connections. Like, Japan has Shinkansen bullet train speeds of internet. Isn't there a story in the documentary when they're talking about Evo? They're like, we can't cancel Smash just because we couldn't get the TVs or something. And there's a whole funny story about how they drove a broken van with no, like the gearbox was broken, so if they stopped the car, they couldn't start it up again. Go watch the documentary. I don't even remember where it is, but it's on somewhere on YouTube. Documentary about Evo, and you hear the Cannon brothers talking about what it was like to save Evo. This year, we can't even save it because it's physically dangerous. If you show up to a tournament, you're putting yourself at risk, you're putting others at risk of health hazard. Now, all we need for games like Garo Mark of the Wolves, KOF 97, Lost Blade 2, all we need for these games to continue to thrive is lobby systems or options for passwords when we're in the hosting lobby. Something that all fighting games could benefit from is online training mode, because right now you can do training and then it brings in a match. So it can be offline training mode and then online matches. But what we really actually want in all of these fighting games is online training mode. I don't even know which games have this feature already, but the games that I play don't have it. With one change, and I know it's an expensive change to implement, because we're going into a game that didn't have it planned to start with, but if it is possible to retrofit this game with rollback, just imagine the possibilities. If they're able to implement rollback in Guilty Gear Strive, which I can see is using a completely different engine to this, you know, it's the same company, and if they have the know-how to do it, then maybe ArcSys is the next SNK. Maybe. Can you imagine if ArcSys is like, hey, SNK, we see what you're doing with your rollback, but we're going to implement it in Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2, BlazBlue Central Fiction, Cross-Tag. If they put rollback netcode in those 3 games, it would be like, heaven is a place on earth. That's what the netcode experience makes me feel. It makes me feel like bursting into song. Wait a minute! One more thing that I forgot to mention. This is the only goal I ever have when I'm creating a channel. And when I got this on YouTube, I made a little video. And now that the Twitch has reached this goal, it's over 9,000! Over 9,000! Over 9,000! Forget comments, forget interaction, forget community, forget advertising, forget sponsorship. If you reach this goal, over 9,000, you've made it. Thank you everyone who's in the stream now, and everyone who has taken part in a stream in the past. Just because it has 9,000 followers doesn't mean I'm big on Twitch or anything. This is just a fun stream that we do because we love games and we love hanging out. And I'm very grateful for all of your support thus far. So make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're followed to the Twitch channel. Let's go above and beyond 9,000. And I will see you all in the next NihongoGamer video or stream. See you on Discord as well. See you later.